I am at the Super 7 booth with the very talented, very amazing Brian from Super 7. Thank you for joining us today.
Of course. That's why I'm here. Let's do it.
All right. So we're going to kick things off here looking at, what are these, the supersized vinyls?
Yeah, these are the supersized figures. We've got a bunch of new ones coming out. We've got, from Sesame Street, got Count Von Count, the best character on Sesame Street. I realize other people might say Bert or Ernie, but Count Von Count is the best. And second best is Super Grover.
Super Grover!
Exactly. You can just hear him crashing into it right now, standing up, trying to put on the helmet. Wow, it's great. With Leica, we have Coraline, which we'd already previously announced. It's about to be in stock. And we're showing off Kubo for the first time. And then for Richard Scarry, which, you know, I don't know how many of you remember from when you were a kid, but I loved those books when I was a kid. The pickle
I remember
car.
the show on Nickelodeon as a kid.
Yeah, all the pickle cars,
Yeah.
the banana car, the apple car, all of it. It's great. But we've got Huckle Cat, who's your protagonist, if you will. And then from the Three Beggars story where they steal the pie, we have Wolfgang coming out a little bit later in the year.
Those look so nice. I like the aesthetic of them.
They're so much fun. I mean, that's part of the whole charm of this line. It's like the combination of the soft goods with the vinyl and everything. It's just, they're just fun. They're just fun. That's all there is. They're fun. That's all you need.
Let me ask you, I know we have a lot of stuff you do. You guys do so many different things. These seem like they're really fun just to make from concept to...
Yes.
Yes?
They are super fun to make. It's a sort of, I don't know, these are all little pet projects almost, you know? It's like, and then we turn them into projects, you know? But it's like, I'm going to make this for me, and then we're going to figure out how we sell it.
That's awesome. They look amazing. That Super Grover is...
Yeah, it looks like it just walked off screen.
Yes.
You can hear him almost like, yeah. And then you can actually clank down the visor over his
okay,
face
so that is movable.
Yeah.
And then, what are these guys, like 5 points basically of articulation?
More or less 5 points, yeah. It depends sort of on the character. Some have a little more. But, just
set them on a shelf and look at them. And
it's like, bring the happiness into your life.
Awesome.
So with Super Shogun, Mechagodzilla is finally about to land. This is a near final production sample. But this is to pair with your vintage Godzilla. So if you had the Shogun Godzilla when you were a kid, you never had a Mechagodzilla to fight with. Now you do.
Okay.
And then we took the firing mechanism essentially from the ZZ accessory arm that they used on Mazinga, and they brought him over in the Shogun line. So all of this is all referential to the vintage Shogun line. But now you get Mechagodzilla.
Nice. Now this... So I didn't grow up with toys like this.
Oh, okay.
I'm like late 80s, 90s kid.
Yep, this is 70s.
So this was, I'm assuming, a toy style you grew up with.
Shogun Warriors is what I grew up with, and they took over different licenses and different characters from Japan and then bundled them under the Shogun Warriors name.
Okay.
There was Mazinga, Raideen, Daimos, Geto Dragon, and then they made Godzilla. And that was it. So now, this is the Mechagodzilla to fight with your Godzilla. And the way that the missiles work and the firing mechanisms on the hand for Mechagodzilla is the same way the missile firing mechanism was on the Mazinga figure.
Okay. So now collectors have that final missing.
Yeah, you get that thing. Now you can complete the battle. You've had the one side, but Godzilla's hanging out by himself. He's got nothing to do. He's just wandering around the room, moping. You know, that's not how you want Godzilla.
No.
You want him fighting. So he's going to fight Mechagodzilla.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And then I guess in the same vein, these are like original concepts of yours based on a licensed IP.
Yeah, so what Shogun Warriors was Jumbo Machinders in Japan. And the Jumbo Machinder was a format. It was 2 foot tall, missile firing robot. And so they made about 60 different Jumbo Machinders in Japan. So everything from Mazinga to Dragon that they brought over as Shogun Warriors, but tons and tons and tons of other characters. So it's a common form factor. So like what you might have an action figure growing up, they had Jumbo Machinders.
Oh.
So now we're basically doing line extension. And so Megatron and Optimus Prime were never made as a Jumbo Machinder or Shogun Warrior. And so now it's like, all right, let's bring back that iconic robot in this iconic form factor.
Nice. They have a very nice aesthetic to them.
Yeah, and they're all, they're made exactly like the old ones. So they're all made out of blow molded polyethylene. They all have firing fists, and they all have wheels on the feet, because that was part of like all of them.
That was the feature back in the old days?
That was the feature back in the day. You could shoot your brother's eyes out with those things.
Ah!
Exactly.
And then down here we have the Super Cyborg.
The Super Cyborg. So this is sort of our own format, and the idea is that it's a fully functioning action figure, but you can remove the chest panel, or in some cases multiple panels, to see all the inner workings of the character. So one of the first ones we made was actually Optimus Prime. We started with that. You can take off the chest panel to reveal the Matrix and everything inside. We did the Cobra Bat, which is like the G.I. Joe figure. You could see the hologram of what the robots looked inside, but it wasn't actually sculpted. So you could take it off and actually see the inner workings of it. And then we've got some newer ones like the Snake Armor from G.I. Joe, where you can take off all the inner parts and see either the robot insides or the driver. New Optimus Prime in clear red and clear blue. Bumblebee, Goodbye Megatron came out at San Diego Comic Con, so you can take off his panel and see everything. And then new ones were coming up. We've got the Dragon Zord in full color, black and gold Megazord, the Mechagodzilla Clear, which is coming out super soon. And then, like in this case, it's one of our most elaborate cyborgs where almost the entire front of the figure comes apart. You can see all it here.
It seems like almost the part that comes off is more, or like the insides, is even more intricate than the outsides.
Oh, completely. And then coming up soon is Iron Giant and Creature from the Black Lagoon. And for next year, we've got Voltron.
Oh, wow. And then didn't you guys just announce the Krang?
Krang, yep, Krang. We just didn't have a sample to show, but Krang is coming very, very soon.
Nice.
Yeah, so for music, we do a lot of stuff. It's just a super fun category for us. I'll rephrase that. For music, it's just a super fun category for us, and we just try to make the stuff that we like. Obviously, we've done a bunch of work with ODB, and so we've got an Ultimates for ODB. This is coming out in November. It's the 25th anniversary of the Bobby Digital first single, B-O-B-B-Y.
Okay.
And it will come out with the 7-inch in the box. When you take out the figure, the stand is actually the 45 adapter, and then you put the figure on the stand, so when you play the record, the figure spins in the center of the record.
How creative and fun.
It's super fun. Run DMC holiday pack from the Hollis and Queens, Christmas and Hollis video. The Beastie Boys Sabotage as a 3-pack. And we still got the 2-packs on Intergalactic, which is the squid and the robot. And then coming in, Run the Jewels, the Dangerous version, our second version of Run the Jewels figures are out right now. Biz Marquee version 1 is about to come out. This is a prototype of an upcoming DMX figure. We've got Grandmaster Flash, one of the architects of hip hop altogether. The normal Bobby Digital, the Digital Bullet, yellow and black Killer Bee version. Showing off Ghostface for the first time here for Iron Man. Old Dirty Bastard for Shimmy Shimmy Ya, as well as Return to the 36 Chambers. Eric B. and Rakim paid in full, iconic, as well as Slick Rick, the Ruler, and The Great Adventures of Slick Rick. Glenn Friedman photography, just epic.
Yeah, I saw that earlier and I was like, whoa.
Yeah, it's great. And then coming out early next year, we've got Notorious B.I.G., and a little later this year is Kwame. Kwame is a super interesting thing because Kwame is a diehard toy collector. And I actually met Kwame at San Diego Comic Con in 2010. So 13 years ago, I met Kwame at San Diego Comic Con talking about Shogun Warriors. And here we are, 13 years later, with his own action figure.
How stoked was he?
He's so excited. He's actually here. You could ask him. He's a couple blocks. He's
okay.
a couple booths over. And then obviously Run DMC, classic. New Bootsy Collins in black and gold. And then some of our classic punk figures with Descendants, Circle Jerks, and Social Distortion, along with Ghost, Paul Bailoff, and Cliff Burton. We're showing off some prototypes from Conan.
Yes,
so
that's the throne.
We've got King Conan on the throne, and then we've got Subutai, Valeria, and Conan from Battle of the Mounds.
I wanted to say, those look amazing, by the way. Those Toxic Crusader figures are so much fun.
They are. They're
I'm so
great.
happy you guys continued on with that line, and
They're great.
I'm very, I really like those a lot.
They turned out great. And so the Radiation Ranger and Glow is going to be exclusive for New York Comic Con.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
nice.
2 weeks from now.
2 weeks from now.
You can get yourself a Glow Radiation Ranger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool though, because that's a cool variant.
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
It makes sense.
Yes.
It makes complete sense. So our supersized line actually started out with Peanuts. And obviously we've got Snoopy that we did. This is the second iteration of the Snoopy. So if you don't know, Charlie Brown adopted Snoopy from Daisy Hill Puppy Farms. So this is the Snoopy actually comes in the Daisy Hill Puppy Farms adoption box with a certificate of adoption. So you can adopt your own life-size Snoopy.
I just want to say another thing you guys do great is packaging. I throw almost all my packaging away.
Yeah.
Except your guys' packaging.
It's all part of the story.
Yes.
It's not disposable in my mind. It's like every bit of it is part of the whole. So I really try to have the packaging be as much of the storytelling as the product is too.
I appreciate that because it's beautiful artwork on it. It just adds to the overall big picture of the item.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's cool.
Yeah. So then just came out right now is Peanuts, Lucy in the Witch Mask. So she's got her yellow dress with her costume on there, and then she's got a removable mask that goes over her face with her witch hat. And then we have Charlie Brown in his ghost shoot with his trick-or-treat bag. And yes, there is a rock in the trick-or-treat bag. Yeah, because that's what he gets. He gets a rock. And then we have the Snoopy Flying Ace with his bullet-ridden Sopwith camel over here. We have Franklin in his orange jacket. This is the second edition of Franklin. The first one had the orange shirt. And so many people had asked for us to make Franklin again, but we wanted to make sure the people that had it had something special. So we updated it to the orange jacket version. Red shirt, Charlie Brown, and then coming up early next year is Peppermint Patty.
Nice.
Yeah.
These, like I said, everything looks good.
They're so charming.
Nice. Yes.
Yeah, they're charming. And then
Absolutely.
for Peanuts, we have one new thing coming in at holiday. So from obviously the Charlie Brown Christmas special, we have Charlie Brown, Linus, and the Sad Tree. Just,
Poor sad tree.
Poor sad tree, but it's actually, in the end, it's the most beautiful tree. And they all come to understand that. And it's just a beautiful moment in Peanuts right there. And it's part of everybody's family tradition, I think, at this point, to watch that movie.
Yeah, no, it's like, that was a staple growing up for us. Like
every year.
Come on.
You gotta watch that and Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown.
Yes. I'm a Halloween baby, so.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Disney Supersize. We've got one new edition, which is Donkey Pinocchio. So that was one of my favorite scenes in that movie. It's such a weird, crazy moment where he smokes the cigar, turns into the donkey, and gets put in a cage.
Yeah,
and all
once they
of
get over there, it's like creepy.
They wouldn't make that movie today.
No.
But Donkey Pinocchio is awesome. We've got regular Pinocchio, Ben Gator, Ebenezer Scrooge, Brave Little Tailor, and Queen of Hearts. For ultimate, go ahead.
Oh no, I was going to ask you. When it comes to doing the Disney license size of these big giant figures, is it harder to pick what comes out when you're presenting it to like Disney and stuff like, hey, I want to make that Pinocchio right there?
No, they've been actually really good with us on that and letting us make which ones we want to make.
Oh, good.
I think they understand that inherently we're you know, we're going to go after some weird deep cuts. That's our business.
And then Ultimates.
Yeah, brand new. So people are seeing for the first time. This is about to deliver, which is Big Bad Wolf, Stitch, and Ben Gator from Fantasia down here. I just paired him up with the Hyacinth Hippo because now you can get them to dance together. And then we've got prototypes showing right now for Jack Skellington and Sally.
Many companies have tried Jack and Sally, and it seems like you can never get stand.
You know, ours has a little base that comes with it, so it helps them stand.
So it helps.
They're just, those legs are so thin. So yeah, it's just, you know, Nightmare Before Christmas is just awesome. There's just no way around it. It's just amazing and super fun and amazing.
They look good. They look really good.
They look great. So, big news coming up. Obviously, we will be launching at New York Comic Con the Cobra Mothership pre-orders. So, in the original miniseries for G.I. Joe, the animated series, the intro has that giant mothership flyover.
Right.
And it's just such a badass vehicle. There's no other term for it other than it's just mean. It's awesome. It's amazing. And it's one of the only vehicles that hasn't been made for G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe has a wonderful history, and they did an amazing job of making pretty much every vehicle on the show. But just due to its sheer scale, this one never really got made.
It's a big item.
It's a big item. You know, they went with the USS flag, which I cannot fault them for. And I'm glad that they did it. But this is the white whale that's eluded us. So here we are with the Cobra Mothership. As you can see, it's 32 inches across. It's huge. And then at New York, we'll reveal the entire thing. All the panels come off. It's a whole play set inside. It's absolutely bananas. It's amazing.
How much of a headache was it trying to make everything work?
You know, getting it scaled down to a reasonable size, but still accommodate everything that it needs to accommodate inside was indeed tricky.
It looks amazing.
It does. I'm super excited about it.
More come New York Comic Con.
2 weeks from now, more news.
2 weeks.
Excitement.
G.I. Joe Ultimates.
G.I. Joe Ultimates. Up top, you've got Wave 1, Wave 2, and first looks for everybody on package Wave 3. You've got Doc and Scarlet. Our Wave 3, those are brand new, as well as Storm Shadow and the Cobra Trooper. And they look awesome. Then we get
these have a they follow the animation very nicely.
Yeah, that was the goal, is to make these look as much as we could like they just walked off the screen in the animated series.
Yeah, no, they're very nice figures.
These are the G.I. Joe figures that I wanted. Yeah, and then Wave 4, we're showing off some mock-ups here on Zartan, Baroness, Gung Ho, and Stalker. And then we've got some tooling masters in Wave 5. I mean, just look at that Major Blood. He's just bad to the bone.
Is it hard choosing, like, the accessories?
Clearly we come with tons of accessories, so we don't choose. We just do them all.
Oh, okay, good point.
What's every accessory I can think of? Add it on. Let's go. Come on. What about that? Yes. What about that? Yes. What about that? Yes.
Throw it in there.
Stalker comes with the jetpack and the bomb from the intro to the miniseries. Like when he jumps out and he's wearing the jetpack and he throws the time bomb dynamite. There it is. It's like, we got it all.
No stone left unturned.
I'm trying not to. Then with Reaction, there's a couple new figures here with like Buzzer and Barbecue. The Ninja Viper, which is a tribute to the Argentinian Ninja Viper exclusive. And Red Laser, which is Cobra Commander in the Action Force line from the UK.
Oh.
And then down here you've got the newest wave, which is General Hawk, the Joe Pilot, Crimson Guard, and my favorite version of Cobra Commander, the Funhouse robot version, where it's a army of robotic Cobra Commanders. It's absolutely awesome.
Very nice. This guy,
Gorilla,
looks amazing.
he's insane.
And I know that's just a sample,
But you see how big it is. I mean, that's a test shot.
It's crazy.
But that's in scale to Punk Rock Donnie here. Like, Gorilla is just huge. He is insane and amazing, and it weighs so much. It's just a giant, solid hunk of plastic, and I mean, he's bananas.
That thing looks like it could take out someone.
If you threw it at them, it's like a coconut. It's just going to knock them out. But even then, the robotic Bebop is huge. The Triceraton is huge.
Triceraton looks really good too.
That whole line is just all bangers. There's no way around it. It's all bangers. Same thing here. We've got protos on Slam Dunk and Dawn. I mean, look at Scumbug, but then that Wingnut and Screw Loose with that wired cape.
Yeah.
Just
that alternate head's amazing.
Yeah, it's so rad. All the different wings. Then you got the Flock Splinter and Zack the Neutrino in all his metallic glory. It's just so much fun.
I'm excited I ordered this directly from you guys.
Oh yeah.
I'm excited.
It is.
Chomping at the bit.
It's crazy. It is so big. It's so good and heavy. It's, we've been working on it for a long time to make sure it's perfect. So when you get it, it's going to be.
Is this a final production?
Yeah. It's going to be shipping in a couple weeks. Yeah. So it's done finally.
Yay! Because I love the Thunder Tank. The Thunder Tank was a fun piece.
Yeah, the Thunder Tank turned out phenomenal. That's one where you got it, you were like, oh my God.
Yeah,
this weighs so much.
Yeah. I actually, when I ordered the Cat Slayer, I had to make sure I had the right space for it. I knew.
It's deceptively large. It's deceptively large. But
that's awesome. One last thing I wanted to cover is some of the new Godzilla figures.
All right, so with Godzilla, these are, outputs and tooling masters on Destroya and Mogera. I mean, that Space Godzilla is so big and beefy. He looks so great.
I have a fondness for Space Godzilla.
He is just awesome.
It's the first Godzilla I ever saw with Space Godzilla.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think that's why.
And then you're like, oh, I need more of this in my life. Like, this is bananas. How do I have more? And then the gigantic Destroyer, which is, they're all in scale with each other. So he's so big. It's
so
terrifying. Massive. Yeah. And then my favorite right now, which is the 1200 degree Godzilla. So at the end of the movie, when he's melting down and the flesh is falling off and you see the skeleton, it's like making that figure like this. I mean, it's never been made in this form, half skeletonized like that. So for me, it's like, okay, here's this Godzilla I've never had after all my years of collecting Godzilla. And I get this one. Come on, let's go.
Awesome.
It's awesome. And these are shipping right now. They'll be in people's hands in the next 30 days or so. But we have the Heisei Mechagodzilla from '93 and the Burning Godzilla with the smoke effects. So looking resplendent in his smoke collar. And this is a new Godzilla blind box. It's actually exclusive to Target, and that's out right now. So we've got the Medic Jet Jaguar as well as Firefighter Jet Jaguar, Shadow Mechagodzilla, and then you've got the Chase Green Glitter Godzilla hiding back there. That's right.
And then I noticed something in the case on the reaction side right next to it. I saw Tarman and Trash.
They're hiding back there, aren't they?
They are.
Yeah, you want to talk about Tarman and Trash?
Yes, we'll close it out with Tarman and Trash.
We'll start you off soft and sweet with Willy Wonka. We'll get a little bit more dicey. We'll start off with Gizmo, who's still sweet, but then it gets a little rougher with Spike and his saw blade. But then we just go into Tarman and Trash. So that's coming up next. I mean, that Tarman looks so great.
He does look. They both look good.
Yeah, they do. But that great figures. Obviously, we just got the prototypes right in time to put in here. So there's no card back. There's no sign. There's no nothing. But just Tarman and Trash. What else do you need?
Exactly. Maybe the paramedic zombie.
There's some more. There's more that you need. But We're gonna start here. I'm gonna start you with trash. I'm gonna start you with Tarman. We're gonna get this party started.
Well, Brian, thank you so much for your time.
Oh, thank
The
you.
amazing walkthrough. I really appreciate it. And we'll have more Toyfair coverage. Thank you, everyone.
All right, thank you.